Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever sat at the edge of your bed in the morning, paused for a moment, and thought, why does everything feel just a little heavier today? Your legs don't hurt exactly, but they feel slower. Your arms aren't in pain, but they feel like they've lost some quiet power you once took for granted. Maybe you chalk it up to just aging. And to some degree, that's true. After 60, muscle loss is a natural part of the journey, but here's the part no one tells you. You don't lose muscle because you're aging. You lose it because your body isn't getting what it needs to rebuild. Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Anders, and after more than 40 years in geriatric medicine, I've seen this pattern too many times to count. Good people losing strength not from injury, not from disease, but from a quiet nutritional gap while they sleep. Yes, while they sleep. You see, your body doesn't just rebuild muscle while you're at the gym or taking a walk. It does its most important repair work at night. While you're resting, your body is running a silent construction crew, rebuilding tissue, balancing hormones, restoring what the day has taken. But that only happens if you give it the right building blocks. And those building blocks, they don't come from pills. They don't come from powders. They come from real food, especially the gentle, nourishing kind you eat in the final hours before bed. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through 4 science-backed bedtime foods that don't just help you sleep, they help you rebuild. Foods that gently trigger muscle recovery, reduce inflammation, balance blood sugar, and support hormone levels, all while your head is on the pillow. And the best part? These aren't obscure supplements or expensive superfoods. They're everyday ingredients, often already in your kitchen, that, when eaten at the right time and in the right way, can quietly reverse muscle loss, improve your balance, and help you wake up feeling stronger, steadier, and more like you again. Now, I want you to stay with me until the end, because the last food on our list is one that almost no one thinks of, but it might just be the most powerful bedtime ally for aging muscles. But before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe to this channel, Be Healthy Seniors, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a video made just for you and your health. And if you've ever noticed that a certain bedtime snack actually helps you sleep or wake up with more energy, tell us in the comments. If you're watching right now, let me know you're here. Type 1 in the comments if this message speaks to you, or 0 if you're still deciding. I read everyone, and your story just might help someone else in this community. Alright, let's get started. Let's nourish your strength. And let's begin with a small green fruit that packs a mighty punch against overnight muscle decline. Let's move on to number 1 and dive in with something small, bright, and easily overlooked, the kiwi. Fuzzy on the outside, emerald on the inside, and quietly powerful where it matters most. Inside a brain, muscles, and sleep cycle. Most people think of kiwi as a decorative fruit in a summer salad, but for seniors, it's something far more valuable. It's a natural sleep activator, a fruit that tells your nervous system it's time to rest and repair. That's not exaggeration. Kiwi is one of the very few fruits that contains naturally occurring melatonin, the hormone your brain produces to regulate sleep. But it doesn't just help you fall asleep faster. Kiwi supports deeper, more restorative sleep, the kind where your body actually gets the chance to heal and rebuild. Now, why does that matter for your muscles? Because muscle repair doesn't happen in the gym or during the walk. It happens while you sleep. Specifically, during deep sleep, when growth hormone surges and your body turns inward to fix what the day has worn down. Without reaching that stage, your muscles don't get the message. They stay in limbo, underfed, underrepaired, and slowly declining. But kiwi changes that. It's rich in serotonin, the mood-stabilizing neurotransmitter that also serves as a precursor to melatonin. That means kiwi sets the stage chemically for both calm and sleep. It also delivers a generous dose of vitamin C and vitamin E, two antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress inside your muscle cells. That stiffness you feel in the morning, that creeping weakness, often it's not just aging, it's oxidative damage. Kiwi helps clean up the mess so your cells can focus on recovery. And here's something many seniors appreciate. It's easy on your digestion and gentle on blood sugar. With a low glycemic index and high potassium content, Kiwi won't spike your insulin or trigger inflammation, making it a perfect nighttime food for people managing diabetes or high blood pressure. Try this tonight. Peel 2 ripe kiwis about an hour before bed. Sit somewhere quiet. No screens, no stress. Just you, your breath, and a piece of fruit that tells your body, let go. It's safe to heal now. And when you've welcomed the green softness of kiwi into your evening, let's take one step further into strength. Let's move to number 2, something warm, familiar, and quietly profound in its healing ability. Now I know what you might be thinking. Eggs are for breakfast. They belong next to toast and coffee, not the bedside table. But what if I told you that for adults over 60, a single egg before bed might do more for your muscles than a protein shake after a workout? The science is clear. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at turning protein into muscle. This is called anabolic resistance, and it's one of the key drivers of sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that makes climbing stairs harder, standing up slower, and balance more uncertain. Eggs are nature's answer. Not only do they contain complete protein, but they are especially rich in leucine, the amino acid that flips the switch on muscle repair. Just one large egg delivers about 500 to 600 milligrams of leucine, enough to meaningfully activate muscle protein synthesis when timed correctly. And the right timing? That's where bedtime comes in. During sleep, your body enters deep physiological repair. But it can only rebuild if the amino acids it needs are available. A softly cooked egg, poached, boiled, or lightly scrambled in olive oil, delivers those building blocks in a form your body can actually use. And it's not just protein. Eggs are one of the best food sources of vitamin D, which supports muscle coordination, balance, and strength. Many seniors are deficient in this essential nutrient, especially those who don't get regular sun exposure. Add to that the choline content in eggs, which nourishes your nervous system and supports memory, and you've got a perfect nighttime ally for both your body and brain. Still concerned about cholesterol? That's understandable, but outdated. Decades of research now show that for most people, moderate egg consumption does not raise heart disease risk. In fact, eggs can help improve your HDL, the good cholesterol, and support a healthy lipid profile when consumed as part of a balanced diet. There's a story I'll never forget. Lean, a 68-year-old woman with a quick laugh and gentle spirit, once told me that her legs felt like jelly every morning. She assumed it was just aging, nothing to be done. I asked her to try a single soft poached egg at night. Not a meal, not a second dinner, just one quiet bite before bed. 3 weeks later, she hugged me. I feel grounded again, she said. Like my legs remember how to hold me up. That's the magic of the right protein, at the right time, in the right body. So if you've welcomed kiwi as the initiator of sleep, let an egg be the silent builder of strength. Together, they work in harmony, one to calm your system, the other to repair it. And coming up next, we'll explore a small, unassuming seed that brings both calm and rebuilding power into every handful. Let's move to number 3. Small in size, mighty in impact. You've probably seen them sprinkled on salads or tucked inside trail mix, but when used with intention, pumpkin seeds become something much more. They're not just snacks. For seniors, they're quiet defenders of both sleep and strength. Let me tell you about Harold, 72. Retired gardener. Still wears his old boots when he tends to the lemon tree in his backyard. But lately, Harold had been waking up sore. His legs stiff, his back tight, his energy low, even after a full night in bed. I feel like I've been clenching in my sleep, he told me once, like I'm bracing for something. That's a familiar story, and one that often starts with a mineral too few people think about: magnesium. Pumpkin seeds are one of nature's most concentrated sources of this sleep-critical mineral. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, can provide nearly 40% of your daily magnesium needs. Why is that important? Because magnesium is the mineral of letting go. It helps relax your muscles, calm your nerves, and quiet the static in your brain. Without enough magnesium, your body may fall asleep, but remain in a state of underlying tension, like leaving the lights on in every room while trying to rest. For seniors who often face nighttime cramps, restless legs, or that unexplained 2 a.m. wake-up, this matters more than ever. Magnesium works as a natural nervous system modulator. It reduces excitability and prepares your entire body for deep, undisturbed sleep. But pumpkin seeds don't stop there. They also contain tryptophan, the amino acid that gets converted into serotonin and eventually melatonin. It's the same sleep-regulating cascade we saw with kiwi, but here it's paired with plant-based protein and essential fatty acids that support sustained overnight nourishment. Think of pumpkin seeds as a triple-action ally: magnesium to relax your muscles, tryptophan to guide your sleep, healthy fats to deliver fuel slowly through the night, preventing those blood sugar dips that can jolt you awake in the dark. And here's a tip from Harold himself. He now eats a tablespoon of unsalted pumpkin seeds every evening, warmed gently in a pan and sprinkled with a touch of cinnamon. Not only does it satisfy his snack craving, but he says his mornings feel different now. Looser, he told me. My body wakes up, not drags itself out of sleep. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in zinc, which supports immune repair, hormone balance, and even testosterone production in men, an often overlooked piece of the muscle maintenance puzzle after age 60. And if you've ever battled brittle nails, dry skin, or slow healing, zinc might be the missing mineral your cells are silently asking for. Now, one word of caution. These seeds are calorie-dense. They're potent, not filler. Think of them not as chips, but as medicine from the earth. 1 or 2 tablespoons before bed is all you need, preferably unsalted, unroasted, and organic if possible. Let them melt slowly on your tongue. Let the minerals soak in. Let the calming begin. With pumpkin seeds, you're not just chewing on something crunchy. You're preparing your nervous system. You're feeding your muscles. You're telling your body, gently but clearly, you're safe. You can rebuild now. And just when you thought that was enough, there's one more nighttime ally waiting quietly in your fridge. A food older generations have trusted, but few today truly understand. Let's move now to number 4. And it may surprise you. It's not trendy, it's not exotic, and it certainly doesn't come with fancy packaging or a superfood label. In fact, it might be sitting quietly in your fridge right now, overlooked and underestimated. Cottage cheese. Yes, the same simple, lumpy white cheese your grandmother might have spooned into a bowl next to canned peaches. But don't let its humble appearance fool you. For older adults looking to rebuild strength and restore vitality while they sleep, cottage cheese is nothing short of extraordinary. Let me introduce you to Martha, 76. Retired school librarian, sharp mind, warm eyes, and a love for early morning walks. But recently, her knees had started to ache. Her balance felt just a little off. She told me, "I'm sleeping through the night, but I still wake up feeling like I've already run a marathon." We talked through her routine, movement, hydration, evening calm, but one piece was missing: fuel for her muscles while she slept. I asked her to try something small. A few spoonfuls of low-fat cottage cheese about 30 minutes before bed. No toast, no crackers, just the cheese. 3 weeks later, Martha called me. Her voice was lighter. "It's working," she said. "I wake up with more energy. I feel like my legs are remembering how to hold me again." You see, cottage cheese contains a special kind of protein called casein. Unlike the fast-digesting protein in yogurt or chicken, casein is slow. It digests gently, releasing amino acids into your bloodstream for hours. Which means while you sleep, during the most crucial windows for muscle repair, your body has the raw material it needs to restore itself. Think of it like this. Most proteins are like a quick match, fast, hot, and gone. But casein is a candle. It burns low and slow, keeping your muscle-building fire alive through the night. And that's not all. Cottage cheese is also packed with leucine, the very amino acid that signals your muscles to grow and rebuild. Just 1 cup contains nearly 2,800 milligrams of leucine, enough to activate the repair pathways your body needs, especially after 60, when our responsiveness to protein begins to decline. Now, let's add one more layer: sleep and blood sugar stability. Cottage cheese is naturally low in carbohydrates, which means it won't spike your insulin or disrupt your blood sugar overnight. That's a big deal for older adults managing diabetes, prediabetes, or those prone to the dreaded 3 a.m. wake-up call from a glucose crash. And for those who worry about digestion, don't. Unlike many cheeses, cottage cheese is soft, gentle, and typically well tolerated. If lactose is a concern, opt for a lactose-free version. They're widely available now and offer all the same protein benefits without the bloat. Worried about sodium or fat? Choose the low-sodium, low-fat kind. You'll still get the muscle-supporting casein without overloading your system with extras it doesn't need. Now here's the secret. Don't think of it as a meal. Think of it as a signal. A message to your body that says, "Here, take this. I trust you to use it while I rest." Just 2 or 3 spoonfuls is enough. You don't need to feel full. You need to feel nourished. Want to make it more enjoyable? Stir in a few slices of banana for tryptophan support, or dust a little cinnamon on top for warmth and blood sugar balance. Some seniors even blend it with a spoonful of mashed kiwi, remember part 1? To combine casein with melatonin, making it the ultimate recovery dessert. In the end, cottage cheese is not a relic of the past. It's a quiet revolution for aging bodies, one that doesn't shout or rush. It simply stays the course. It works while you sleep. And isn't that what we all want? To wake up a little stronger than yesterday? Next, we'll turn to something you might be overlooking in your pantry right now. Tiny, crunchy, and packed with a mineral your body craves when you can't quite let go of the day's tension. All right, we've explored some of nature's most powerful bedtime allies. But there's another side to the story, one that's rarely discussed and often overlooked. Because sometimes it's not what you add that changes your sleep, it's what you stop doing. Let's move to number 5. What to avoid: the silent sleep killers that undo all your progress. Now, I know that might sound dramatic, but after 4 decades working with older adults, I've seen it time and again. Seniors doing everything right, eating well, walking daily, taking their magnesium, yet still waking up groggy, restless, or wide-eyed at 3 a.m., unsure why they can't feel truly rested. And so often, the culprit isn't in what they're missing. It's in the habits they haven't questioned yet. Let's begin with one of the biggest offenders hiding in plain sight: decaf coffee. Yes, decaf. I can't tell you how many patients have told me, "Oh, don't worry, doc. I only drink decaf after dinner." And they believe it's harmless. But here's what you probably don't know. Most decaf coffee still contains anywhere from 5 to 15% of the original caffeine content. And for seniors, whose livers process caffeine more slowly and whose sleep cycles are already more fragile, that tiny amount can make a big difference. Even more concerning are the chemicals used to extract caffeine. Many commercial decaf processes use solvents like methylene chloride, a compound that can interfere with neurotransmitters that regulate sleep, mood, and memory. So what looks like a comforting ritual might actually be agitating your brain and robbing you of deep sleep without your awareness. The fix? Swap your evening decaf for something that works with your nervous system, not against it. A warm herbal infusion, like properly brewed chamomile, lemon balm, or passion flower, tells your brain, It's safe now. You can let go. Now let's talk about sugar. Not the obvious kind in cakes or soda. I'm talking about the hidden sugars in so-called healthy nighttime snacks, like flavored yogurt, dried fruits, or granola bars. You see, many seniors reach for dried apricots, raisins, or sweetened Greek yogurt after dinner, thinking they're making a smart choice. But here's what happens. The concentrated sugars in those snacks can spike your blood glucose just before bed, only to send it crashing down a few hours later. That crash? It can trigger a stress response. Your body senses danger. It floods your system with cortisol or adrenaline, and suddenly you're awake, heart racing, mind buzzing, at 2 a.m. with no idea why. Even worse, repeated sugar spikes before bed can lead to insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and disrupted REM sleep, the very phase where memory consolidates, hormones balance, and muscles rebuild. So if you love fruit at night, opt for fresh berries, kiwi, or a few slices of banana, natural, high in fiber, and low on the glycemic index. And if you enjoy yogurt, go plain and unsweetened. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon or a spoonful of ground flax for extra sleep support without the glucose spike. And finally, the most seductive sleep saboteur of them all, evening alcohol. Yes, even that harmless-looking glass of wine you sip to unwind can fragment your sleep in ways you may not feel until morning. Here's why. While alcohol can make you drowsy at first, it also interferes with the second half of your night, reducing REM, increasing bathroom trips, and spiking cortisol as your body metabolizes the ethanol. And for seniors whose REM cycles are already shorter and shallower, this means less dreaming, more waking, and more fatigue come sunrise. Worse still, alcohol disrupts melatonin production and worsens sleep apnea, both of which can quietly sabotage the deep restoration your muscles and brain so desperately need. So what can you do instead? Build a wind-down ritual that supports your body, not sedates it. Herbal teas, slow, relaxing breathing, a few soaked walnuts or slices of kiwi, a short journal entry. These may seem simple, but over time they condition your nervous system to release, to soften, to trust that it's safe to sleep deeply. You don't need stimulants, sugars, or sedatives. You need rhythm. You need consistency. You need nourishment that calms, not confuses. So tonight, take stock of your habits. That innocent decaf, that sweetened yogurt, that evening glass of red, could they be sending the wrong signals to your brain? Because your sleep isn't just about falling asleep, it's about staying there. Staying in those deeper phases where your muscles mend, your mind resets, and your strength returns. And speaking of restoration, we're almost there. Just one more part to explore. Let's now bring everything together, because your personalized nighttime ritual for muscle strength, deep sleep, and vibrant mornings starts. Tonight, here we are. After all we've covered, the kiwi that resets your rhythm, the egg that signals your muscles to rebuild, the cottage cheese that works slowly through the night, and the humble pumpkin seed that delivers magnesium and calm, it's time to pause, take a breath, and realize something powerful. This isn't just about sleep. This is about reclaiming something sacred, the quiet strength that lives inside your body, the part of you that's still healing, still growing, still capable of change, no matter what the calendar says. Because if you've ever sat on the edge of your bed in the morning wondering where your energy went, or felt your legs wobble as you rose, or looked in the mirror and thought, when did I start feeling so fragile? Then you already know this isn't about chasing youth. It's about defending your independence, your clarity, your ability to move, to rise, to greet the day with a sense of calm control. And that defense doesn't begin at the gym. It doesn't begin with a new prescription. It begins tonight, on your plate, in your cup, and in the quiet decisions you make after the sun goes down. Maybe it's 2 kiwi slices and a spoonful of cottage cheese. Maybe it's a small bowl of oats with a pinch of cinnamon and a few soaked almonds. Maybe it's letting go of the glass of wine, the late-night decaf, the sugary yogurt that promised comfort but stole your rest. Whatever your version looks like, make it yours. Make it consistent. Make it gentle and powerful, just like you, because your body is listening, and when you give it the signals it's been waiting for, nutrients that soothe, habits that align, rituals that restore, your body responds, not all at once. But night by night, it learns to trust again, to sleep deeper, to rebuild. And when you wake up, you might not notice a miracle on day one, but give it time. One day, you'll rise a little steadier. Your legs will carry you with a bit more ease. The fog will lift just a little faster. That's the body saying, "Thank you for remembering me." So as you head into this evening, ask yourself, what if tonight, instead of collapsing into bed with fatigue, you prepared for rest with intention? What if your evening snack became a sacred tool for healing? What if aging wasn't a slow decline, but a chance to refine? You don't need to overhaul your life. Just begin. One food, one habit, one choice that tells your body, you matter. You're strong. You're healing now. If this video resonated with you, if you learned something new, or if you're ready to try even one of these changes, take a moment to comment below. Let me know, what food will you begin with tonight? And if you haven't yet, tap that red subscribe button and ring the bell so you'll never miss another guide built just for seniors who want to live strong, sleep deeply, and age with confidence. This is the Be Healthy Seniors channel, and here growing older isn't about decline, it's about rediscovery. Now, rest well, sleep deeply, and rise tomorrow stronger than today. You've earned it.